Mel Gibson's wife has filed for divorce, Robin Gibson. They've asked for some privacy, and they're hoping that the media doesn't talk about it, so we're going to talk about it right now.
Yeah. Mel Gibson's divorced, getting divorced, and they're hoping the media won't talk about it. Come on. Of course we're going to talk about it. I mean, what world do you live in? Okay, look, I have a strong opinion on this case. They have 7 kids, which is an unbelievable amount of kids.
Yeah, when did that happen?
Apparently all the time. Okay, and all of them are grown up past 18. Yeah, that's right. Mel Gibson was hanging out with Britney Spears in Costa Rica lately. I'm not saying anything. I haven't said a word.
A little canoodling?
I haven't said a word. Okay. Anyway, they got 7 kids. Only one of them is under 18, so they're going to have child custody issues on him. He's 10 years old. He's very religious. That's why they're like, no birth control, just go to work. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Now, normally, you know how I get, like, no way, not 50%, I get so down on the alimony, etc., and they only have one child under 18, the others should be able to support themselves, etc. No, you know, I'm going 50% on this one.
Why on this one? Because they've been together for 28 years?
Yeah, 28 years, 7 kids, and look, they got married in 1980. He had just made Mad Max in 1979, so she rides the wave with him the whole way, right? And supports him the whole way, and obviously built a huge family with him. She earned it, man. She was 50% of that family, absolutely. Am I not magnanimous? Am I not merciful?
No.
Oh, interesting. J.R. Jackson?
I think a lot of people are going to agree with you. Simply because we dislike Mel Gibson because he's an asshole.
Oh, no.
It's in the back of everyone's mind.
No, I know. But look, I got real mixed feelings on Mel Gibson. It's enormous strike against him is that he's an anti-Semitic asshole, right? You know, like, oh, the Jews started all the wars. I mean, how could you like that guy after that, right? So it's absolutely devastating. But secretly, I love Braveheart. So I'm like, oh, what a badass movie, though, right? And then third of all, I loved his line during that rant of, what you looking at, sugar tits? It's like one of my favorite lines of all time. So I don't have, my heart is not filled with hate towards Mel Gibson. You know, I wouldn't hang out with the dude. Okay, that's not how I roll. And he's, you know, passionate to Christ and super religious in a way that I totally disagree with, etc. So not a big fan of him overall. But I'm a very objective dude, man. I'm the fairest man in America. I put that out of my head and say, no, it's not about Mel Gibson. It's about his wife.
But the points before that was always said about these wasn't, they've only been married 5 years. We always say, how much did she do to make that money? How much did she do? Was she his assistant? Was she working with him on all these movie sets? Maybe she was. I don't know. But
she was raising 7 of his spawn.
Yeah,
she did enough.
That's a lot of work, dude.
Yeah. Well, whose money?
No. See, that's what I'm talking about. I do talk about number of years because you remember that Duchess, the Swedish Duchess or whatever, that was getting boned by the swordsman. She's married like a couple of years, 4 years or something to this count, and then she's like, oh, I want $100 million.
Right.
For what? Half the time you spent riding a swordsman, right?
Exactly.
But this woman's been married for 28 years, and if you were in a marriage for 28 years, yeah, you know, you probably gave him advice, you probably gave him counsel, you probably had allowed him the freedom to be able to do the things that he needed to do in his career by taking care of his 7 kids, etc. Yeah, absolutely, that's a partnership, man.
Maybe.
Am I not merciful? Am I not merciful?
Okay, go.
No. How do we know this? Is this like a typical staple thing? How do we know these rich people also didn't have a housekeeper or a nanny that raised
of course.
these kids?
Are you kidding me? I'd be shocked if they didn't have 8 nannies. But
so how do we know what she did?
Okay, I know, but even with a nanny, raising 7 kids isn't like a piece of cake. I think that we're underestimating that.
It is if the nanny did it.
No, but I don't think that the nanny did all of the work. I think that she raised her 7 kids.
Why?
You know what? All right, here. I'll adjust my ruling, Jay. The nanny gets 25%.
Am I not merciful? Am I not merciful?
All right. No, seriously. Look, if I'm the judge, I'm telling you, my assumption going in here is 50%. But I could be disabused of that assumption. If, you know, Mel Gibson comes in with Counselor Jackson and makes a compelling case that she was sitting on her ass, on her duff the whole time, doing nothing, right, trying to impede his work. All right, then I'm listening. You know, I'm a fair judge, and we're having that conversation. But I think in this case, you got to think that she deserves 50%. like without hearing the details.